Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today we're driving a 2016 Carrera 4S. You know, a couple weeks ago we drove the 4. I'm thinking of what my next car is going to be after my M340iX drive lease is up. I love my 2017 base Carrera. That's a rear drive stick shift. Thinking of getting maybe the new M3 in all-wheel drive, or perhaps a certified pre-owned 991.1 4S. The 991.1s have a very strong following because the last year of the naturally aspirated engine. The S gives you the 3.8 liter instead of the 3.4 liter, which I drove last week, which I thought was a little too slow. So now we're driving the S model to see if that's going to make a power difference. This car only has about 24,000 miles. It's going to be a CPO, so let's see how she drives. Now this is a PDK. I already have my manual that I'm keeping for the weekend. Let's drive in Sport Plus. I'm going to take the shocks off because I don't think we need the ride, the harsher ride. So I was thinking, not that I need two 911s, but getting an all-wheel drive 911 as a daily driver. I love Porsches so much. Imagine driving one every day. I want to save my Miami Blue manual for the weekend so I don't get stone chips, parking dings, and I have to deal with all types of weather here in New Jersey. Now let's go. We can go right on red. Now already I noticed the power difference. Not that the other car is slow by any means, but there is definitely a power difference going to this car. You get a lot more torque, a lot more horsepower, quicker 0 to 60 time. Now, one thing that can be a detriment, this is a dual clutch transmission, so you get fantastic shifts, 7-speed dual clutch, going up or down. It's even downshifting at first. I didn't even know it downshifted at first, maybe because we're in Sport Plus. So I'm going to put it in sport mode here. Let me just adjust my mirror here, put it a little higher. The downside to this, I'm going to go back and forth to the office, parking garage, parking on the street, parking at buildings, looking at that building, looking at this building, and the jerkiness of a transmission certainly would be an annoyance in any car. And that's somewhere where, say, the new M3 would kind of win out because now they went back to the torque converter. Even with the stick shift sitting in traffic, I mean, it's not ideal, but I've done stick shifts my whole life, so I kind of like it being in my hands than the computer's hands went to shift. So this would certainly be a blast to drive every day. And this has the cooled seats. That's not standard, that's optional, but this has them. I would really like Sapphire Blue. Sapphire Blue, black wheels, 4S, GTS, all-wheel drive. Most GTSs are rear drive, so it's very hard to find an all-wheel drive. That's kind of would be my perfect spec as a daily. Of course, my perfect spec as a weekend car would be the GT3, and the reason I went for the my car, which was just a base manual, it's half the price of GT3. All right, so we're going to accelerate in manual here. You saw me accelerating, I'm sorry, in manual mode where I did the shifting. Let's accelerate in automatic mode to see how the shifts are. Now, a lot of the Porsche race car drivers, and I've done Porsche racing schools, they actually leave it in auto because they think it shifts better that way. And when I drive the 992, here we go. When I drove the 992, it was very impressive. It was very impressive in automatic mode. So this actually was pretty good too. I think where it fails is in traffic, but accelerating off the line, it did really, really well. Not as good as the 992, because obviously the 992 are 2022 cars now, so they are, 6 years ahead of this car, so of course they're going to accelerate faster. All right, so that was a little acceleration just to the speed limit. Now we'll do it in manual mode, and we'll try sport this time. All right, so now we'll accelerate at the light here. We're going slow. We're not accelerating fast at all. I just wanted to see how it was shifting I still prefer to shift myself. We still had some pretty good sound here, even in sport mode over Sport Plus. Now, Sport Plus always defaults to the firmer shock setting, and obviously with the sport exhaust, it's still not as fast as my car. I can tell that, lots of fun. So I do prefer the added performance of the 4S. You're going to pay for that though. You're probably looking in the used car market about 15 grand more for the S, so it's up to you if it's worth it or not. If I was just getting one, I'd be fine with the base, no problem, and just ring the heck out of it. I think the power of my turbo 2017, even though it's a base, has spoiled me. So if I look back a generation that's less powerful, I would think I need the S just to get kind of close to that performance. But seat of the pants, I feel like my car has a better 0 to 60 time, even though it's just a rear drive 4 compared to a 4S, which is an all-wheel drive S. But fantastic car. I'd love to have it as a daily driver, so let's see what happens. All right, guys, let me know if you prefer this as my next daily driver or to go for the new M3, the X-Drive version with the big grills. They'd both be automatic, unfortunately, as a daily, just because I'm going to have clients in the car. In fact, I've had showings today. That's why I'm wearing a suit. All right, guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments, what do you prefer? Me to get something like this as my next daily or the new M3? Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.